Looking back on it now, it's funny how one single day can flip your whole world upside down or right side up, depending on how you see it. I mean, there I was, living in this quiet little suburb in Willow Creek, Oregon, thinking life was pretty straightforward, until my neighbor, this guy named Harlan, decided he wanted a piece of my backyard for his stupid expansion project. It started small, a fence dispute, him claiming the survey lines were off by a few feet, but it escalated quick because Harlan wasn't just any neighbor. He was the head of our HOA, that homeowners association that's supposed to keep things civil but ends up being a power trip for folks like him. He'd been gunning for me ever since I moved in 2 years ago, probably because I didn't kiss up to his rules like everyone else. No fancy lawn ornaments, no joining his barbecue cliques, and now he was using this land grab to settle some petty score, spreading rumors that I was the troublemaker who didn't belong in our perfect community. Man, it got ugly fast. Harlan shows up at my door one evening, all red-faced and puffed up, banging on the knocker like he's the sheriff. "Listen here, Jake," he says, pointing a finger right in my face. "That strip of land is mine by rights. I've got the old deeds to prove it. And if you don't back off, I'll drag you through every court in the county. Make sure everyone knows you're the one stirring up trouble." I could feel my blood boiling. I'd poured my savings into that house after my divorce, and that backyard was my sanctuary, where I planted those apple trees for my kids when they visited. But he wasn't done. He rallied the other neighbors, got them whispering at the block meetings, saying I was uncooperative and disrupting the harmony. One lady, Mrs. Ellis from across the street, even cornered me at the mailbox, her voice all syrupy sweet but sharp underneath. "Jake, dear, why fight it? Harlan knows best. He's been here forever. Just sign the papers, or it'll get messy for all of us." Messy? It was already a nightmare. I lost sleep, pacing the kitchen at night, drafting angry emails I never sent, feeling like the whole neighborhood was closing in, judging me as the outsider who didn't play by their rules. The real kicker came when Harlan slapped me with an official HOA violation notice, demanding I tear down my shed because it encroached on his claimed land. Total BS. But he had the board in his pocket, all old buddies from the golf club. I remember sitting there at my desk, staring at that paper, my heart pounding like a drum, thinking, this guy's gonna ruin me if I don't fight back. I wanted to storm over there, yell in his face. "You think you own this town, Harlan? Well, screw you and your fake deeds. Maybe even get the local paper involved, expose his little power games." But something held me back. I'd been reading this old book on faith my grandma left me, talking about how sometimes the biggest battles are won not with noise, but with quiet trust, letting things unfold without your constant meddling. It mentioned this idea of a divine silence on certain days, and weirdly, it pointed to October 4th as one of those moments, not like a magic date, but a reminder to step back and let higher forces handle the chaos. At first, I laughed it off, thinking, yeah, right, like shutting up is going to fix a bully like Harlan. But the more I thought about it, the more it gnawed at me. I'd spent months defending myself to neighbors, explaining my side at every turn, and it only made things worse. Rumors twisted, people took sides, and I was exhausted, like I was drowning in my own words. So, October 4th rolls around last year, 2024, just before everything hit the fan even harder, and I decide, what the hell, I'll try this silence thing. Not some monk vow or anything dramatic, just no arguing, no emails, no picking up the phone when Harlan calls to gloat. That morning, I wake up, brew my coffee, and stare out at the backyard, those apple trees swaying in the breeze, and I feel this weird calm, like I'm handing the reins over to something bigger. Sure enough, Harlan texts me first thing, "You got 24 hours to respond, or I'm filing with the city." I read it, feel that old anger bubbling. Man, I wanted to fire back. "Bring it on, you crook." But I don't. I put the phone down, go for a walk instead, breathing in the crisp fall air, letting the leaves crunch under my feet, reminding myself that noise feeds the beast, By afternoon, he's at my door again, pounding away, his voice booming through the wood. "Jake, I know you're in there hiding like a coward. This ain't over." I peek through the curtain, see his face twisted in frustration, and for the first time, I don't react. I just turn away, sit on the couch with a book, feeling this strange power in not giving him what he wants, my energy, my fight. As the day drags on, things start shifting in ways I couldn't have planned. See, Harlan's whole game relied on me pushing back, creating drama he could use to rally support, but without my responses, his bluster starts looking unhinged. I hear from my buddy down the street, Tom, who texts me later. Dude, Harlan's losing it at the HOA meeting tonight. He's ranting about you, but folks are side-eyeing him now, whispering that maybe he's the one overreaching. Turns out, in my silence, people had space to think for themselves. Mrs. Ellis, who I'd always thought was in his camp, starts questioning the deeds. She'd dug up some old records herself, remembering a similar dispute years back where Harlan pulled the same stunt on another family. By evening, as I'm grilling a steak alone, feeling that quiet weight, but also this growing sense of relief, my phone lights up with a message from the HOA secretary. Jake, we've reviewed the notice. There's inconsistencies. Meeting tomorrow to discuss. I almost laugh out loud. No way, right? But yeah, my not engaging had cracked his facade. He overplayed his hand, calling emergency meetings, bad-mouthing me publicly, and it backfired, making him look like the petty tyrant he was. The next day, October 5th, it all unravels for Harlan in the most satisfying way, like a scene from one of those underdog movies, you know? We gather at the community center, me still keeping my cool, not saying a word unless asked directly. Harlan struts in, papers in hand, smirking like he's got it in the bag. See, folks? Jake here's been dodging me all day yesterday, proves he's got something to hide. But then Mrs. Ellis stands up, her voice steady but pointed. Actually, Harlan, I checked the county archives last night. Those deeds you keep waving around? They're outdated. The survey from '98 shows the line favors Jake's side. And you've known it all along, haven't you? This isn't about land. It's about you not liking the new guy who doesn't bow down. The room goes dead quiet. Then murmurs erupt, Tom's nodding, others shifting uncomfortably. Harlan stammers, his face turning beet red. That's not your twisting it. I built this community. But it's too late. The board votes right there to retract the violation, and someone even suggests auditing his past decisions. He storms out, muttering threats, but you could see the defeat in his eyes like a balloon deflating. Me? I just nod thanks to Mrs. Ellis, shake a few hands, and walk out feeling 10 feet tall, those apple trees waiting for me at home like old friends. Looking back, that day of silence wasn't just about winning a fence fight. It changed how I see everything. Taught me that sometimes holding back lets the truth bubble up on its own, without you forcing it. But here's the thing that still bugs me, and maybe it'll get you thinking too. Was Harlan really the villain? Or was he just a product of this tight-knit community where everyone plays along to keep the peace, even if it means stepping on the little guy? I mean, after it all, he backed off, sold his house a few months later, and the neighborhood's quieter now. But what if I'd fought dirty from the start? Would it have united them against me, or exposed the rot sooner? It's one of those gray areas. You know justice feels good, but at what cost to the folks caught in the middle? Hey, if this story hits home for you, maybe you've dealt with a pushy neighbor, an overreaching HOA, or just that urge to shut up and let things play out. Drop a comment below. Tell me, was I right to stay silent, or should I have come out swinging? What's your take on community conflicts like this? Fair game, or straight-up bullying? Share your stories. Let's chat about it, because who knows, your perspective might help someone else facing the same mess. And if you like this, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-life tales, and share it with a friend who needs a reminder that sometimes silence speaks loudest. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.